Hello and welcome to this Olympic special on Sports Today, end of June, going into July. This is Olympic month coming up from tomorrow. Just 3 weeks left for the Tokyo Olympics. I'm going to dedicate this entire show to India's preparation, delve deep dive into the preparation for each sport. And if that means I do it over multiple days, that's what I'm going to do because this is one subject which is very close to my heart and something that I know well. And also, I will be in Tokyo myself starting the 19th of July. Looking forward to that. Have been at it for about 2 years now in terms of preparations and all. And since COVID, obviously the thing has become much more complicated. So we will put a lot of emphasis on Olympics going into July and subsequently on Sports Today. I also have on the show four very special guests whose interviews I am going to play. I've had a chat with PV Sindhu, clearly India's biggest hope in badminton. I've had a chat with Amit Fangal, India's biggest hope in boxing. I've had a chat with Pulela Gopichand to understand what he thinks about Satvik Chirag and the badminton prospects. And also I've had a chat with Sports Minister Kiran Rijiju about the facilities that the Indian athletes are being given as we approach Tokyo. Clearly, we now have a structure, and the Sports Ministry and the Sports Authority of India has been seriously proactive, trying to help the athletes in every possible way. So there's a lot of detail that is coming up on the show. Before that, the other news points, let me touch upon them. Within an hour from now, the Indian women's team takes center stage at Taunton. Mithali Raj has a lot of fond memories of this particular ground. Hopefully, Mithali will be able to lead the team to a victory tonight. Was a pretty dismal performance the other day. Hopefully, the Indian team will have recovered, they will have regrouped, they would have recalibrated, and we will see a much better, much more intense performance from India today. What are the kind of changes, if any, that I envisage? I do envisage Poonam Raut and Mithali Raj not to bat 3 and 4, or if they do, there will be far more intent. It might also be that Mithali bats 3, Harman 4, Deepti 5, and you can try someone like an Indrani at 6, though she opens, or try her at 3. So we will have to see, or Sneh Rana can be the number 6. We've got to see what India does. But the root of the problem was the slowness of the batting. Hopefully that will be addressed. And the captain has to take the lead. Because clearly, between Poonam and Mithali, you have to spearhead the batting attack. And Harmanpreet Kaur needs to bat like the way we know Harmanpreet Kaur can bat, with a lot of freedom. So that is coming up in exactly about an hour and a half. Hopefully, in Taunton, the Indians will turn the fortunes around. The other important news point is Mithali Raj has been nominated for the Khel Ratna by the Board of Control for Cricket in India. Ravichandran Ashwin and Mithali Raj are the two nominees from the BCCI. From the National Rifle Association of India, the NRAI, they have also sent in their nominations, multiple nominations for the Arjuna, including 11 and what a brilliant thing it will be. And by the way, let me also point out the Khel Ratna will go to anybody who wins an Olympic medal. That is already part of the communication that has come out from the Sports Ministry. So nominations have started, and we will look forward to see who gets the Khel Ratna, the most prestigious sporting honor for the country. The third point is, of course, the Euros. What an incredibly good game last night. England versus Germany, one of the showpiece games of the European and the world sports calendar in terms of football. We've always waited to see England play Germany. England was clinical. England was excellent in every possible way. England dominated the game, and then, just on the stroke of halftime, Harry Kane came really close. It was great defending by the Germans that stopped Harry Kane from scoring. And then in the second half, that change, Jack Grealish coming on the park, Luke Shaw, Jack Grealish, of course, a bit of a Harry Kane, and then Raheem Sterling scoring the first one for England, opening it up. Manuel Neuer had no chance when that cross came in, and Raheem Sterling just pushed it in. And then that second moment of brilliance when Luke Shaw set it up again. I mean, Jack Grealish, Luke Shaw. Jack Grealish coming on the park was quite a masterstroke by Gareth Southgate. And then Harry Kane, the talisman, the pipe for England, the captain scoring 2-0 Wembley. England has a new lifeline to sing. All of them are going to Rome. Will the trophy come home? They've opened it up. The quarterfinal against Ukraine will definitely be England's game. I mean, England will go into the game as favourites. They have the high. Can they make it count? Will they be able to go into the semi-finals and subsequently in the European Championship? Anyone who has seen Gareth Southgate's England, and look at this, Gareth Southgate 2 decades back had missed, 3 decades back had missed a penalty against the same Germany, and it was Gareth Southgate's redemption moment at the Wembley. On the other hand, Joachim Low, what a great career as Germany's coach, takes responsibility and ends his career. Same with Thomas Muller, when it was 1-0 and that pass, I mean, Raheem Sterling mistake around the half line. Thomas Muller was clear, was absolutely clear. All he needed to do was place it past Pickford. Unfortunately, Thomas Muller failed. So World Cup winner, world champion Thomas Muller's career, this will come to haunt him. This miss at the Wembley will come to haunt Thomas Muller. That's how sport is. On the one side was Harry Kane. On the other side was Thomas Muller. Great game. Very intense match, enjoyable match. England coming out triumphant, and they march on. And they make it to the quarterfinals of the European Championships. Can they go on to win? Everybody in England will be asking this question. So we've got to wait and see how things transpire. Now, moving on to the deep dive. The deep dive for India's Olympic preparation. And let me start with the first video. Ashish, we have 4 videos for you. As I said, we've got PV Sindhu, we've got Kiran Rijiju, we've got Pulela Gopichand, and we've also got Amit Fangal on this particular show for you. And I will deep dive into individual sports to give you the details like the way I know, or I have been researching for months and months and months to try and tell you where India stands in terms of preparation. Trisha and Ashish, can I have the first video, please?
This is very important component of the whole sports ecosystem. Although in the past, India has not been able to deal in that effective manner in terms of sports science and mental issue. Now, these are so important. It's not only physical coaching. The whole approach has to be very, very scientific. So the mental well-being, how athletes are prepared mentally, they have to be strong mentally. Otherwise, physical alone will not take you to the best in that position, because in Olympics, these are the clashes amongst the best in the world. So you have to be the best. So that is how things are better, and we are hiring different high performance directors which are looking into all these aspects also. So as you also had mentioned, and Gopi also mentioned, that the support from the government in terms of financial or any other proactive support, this has given a leverage to our federations, Indian Olympic Association, and the coaches to plan in the manner which suits the athletes in the best possible manner. That is why I think all this broad aspect has been looked into, and this has definitely brought a change.
So there's Kiran Rijiju for you. There are already a number of questions. I will quickly take some and continue. Good evening, Boria sir. Yes. Our best bet, Indranil Raichodhuri, Bajrang, Vignesh, Toor and Niraj, slightly differ. I'll come to it, Indranil, but I've mentioned you. What has happened to Harmanpreet? Is it mental? Not today, Indranil. Some other day I've mentioned it as a news point. Which sports has the most potential for medal in Tokyo? Harshvardhan Kumar, I'll address that. Auditro Pathak, Kane Williamson, many congratulations to Kane. Auditro, hopefully you enjoyed my interview. I loved it. And the interview has created a huge number of news points across the media. I hope all of you guys have seen. And it was obviously a Sports Today and India Today exclusive. We'll play it over the weekend also on the India Today television platform, but you can see the whole one on Sports Today. Vignesh, your views on Kamalpreet, Auditro Pathak, Tajinder and Kamalpreet, dark horses. Prospect in men's hockey, Indranil, Neeraj Chopra's chance, Anil. Talk about Bajrang Punia. How many goals do you expect from Vijay Jasolia? Kush Gupta, injury for Bajrang Punia. Okay, so those were some of the questions that have already come on the show. Let's go one by one. Let's go one by one. Let us talk about shooting first. And when we talk about shooting, I think we have a tremendous amount of chance. So several of you asked me, which is the sports with the most number of medal prospects? Shooting. 15 shooters have qualified, and if you see the recently concluded World Cup, you will see the number of finalists India had. Whether it is in the mixed team, whether it is in the individual team, the number of finalists India had. Obviously, in the World Cup, Rahi Sarnobat in the 25-meter pistol was the star of the show with an unbelievable final showing. 8 points clear of her second-placed opponent. Rahi was brilliant. But in the same event, Manu made the final, and Manu has now sort of said that she will be off social media. Very correct call leading into the Olympics. So Manu and Rahi were brilliant in the 25 meters. Let's start from the 10 meters, first event. We have some excellent competitors in the 10 meters. Yes, slightly underwhelming from Ella Vanille and the team in the 10 meters rifle, but we expect Ella Vanille and the team to do exceedingly well come Tokyo. She remains the world's number one and has had a great record. We've got Apurvi, we've got Ella Vanille. We've got a superb team. We've got a superb team. In the men's, Deepak Kumar and the others. India has a fantastic team, fantastic team. Now coming to pistol, I think pistol is our biggest bet. So whether it is a Saurabh Chaudhary and that lot, or Saurabh Chaudhary, absolutely magical. Abhishek Verma, fantastic. Manu Bhakar, Yashaswini Daswal, absolutely excellent team. The Indian pistol shooting team. They definitely have a really, really good chance in Tokyo. And in the mixed events, both pistol and rifle, we have a serious chance. Coming to the 50 meters, Sanjeev, had a decent round, 11:73, maybe a couple more. Aishwarya Pratap was better with 11:76. Difficult but Sanjeev has the experience. Coming to 25 meters, I've already told you about Rahi. So India, if it goes well for us, if it actually goes well for us, we have very realistically, if I see the number of events, 10 meters, rifle, pistol, 10 men, women, if I see that the mixed events, if I see 25 and 50, I think we have a very decent chance of winning 4 to 5 medals from shooting. So 4 to 5 is what I'm giving the Indian contingent from shooting in Tokyo. Now coming to the gold medal prospect, look, it's impossible to say gold or silver or bronze because this is the Olympic Games, the world's greatest platform. But if you really realistically think, do we have a chance for gold? Yes, we do. We have a chance with Saurabh. We have a chance in the mixed. We have a chance with Rahi. We have an excellent chance with many events in shooting. So if all goes well for us, we definitely can expect a gold medal coming our way from shooting. So that's the first sport I wanted to talk about. Again, I say I'm expecting 4 to 5 medals, including a possible gold medal from shooting from this contingent. 15 shooters, excellent form, multiple finalists in the recent World Cup. Field was the toughest as we can see, but they have acquitted themselves extremely well. So Indian shooting on a clear upward climb. The second sport I want to talk about is badminton. It gave us a medal last time in Rio. PV Sindhu and Satvik and Chirag, and Sai Pradeep, the participants for India. Sindhu and Sai in singles, Chirag and Satvik in doubles. Obviously, Sindhu will have a great chance in Japan. She's been training under Park. She says she's in good form. She's looking forward. Physically, she is ready. Mentally, she is ready. So listen into PV Sindhu. Listen into PV Sindhu, and I'm coming back and analyzing badminton for you. Here's the second clip.
Yes, Japan is a big stadium. Every time we go to Japan Open, so last time I went, so it is the same as that is where we are going to play the Olympics. That is the badminton stadium. So yes, I have to, of course, make sure that I have those conditions and I'm practicing in that condition. So I'm making sure that, I'm playing in Gachibowli Stadium, the bigger stadium, to, make sure that I get the feel and I get the, flight of the shuttle and even air conditioning so that, I will get used to it and not have a problem when I, go there and, it doesn't take much time to, get used to it. So that is why I'm, training in Gachibowli Stadium since February, so that I get used to it, and it's really good. And of course, Park is there to help me out. So we discuss and play accordingly, and make sure that I control the shuttle, because it is very, very important for an athlete to control the flight of the shuttle and also know which way the wind is going and how to control it.
So there's PV Sindhu. We will play the full interview. It was a 1-hour interaction. It was a 1-hour interaction with PV Sindhu. We will play the interview in a few days' time, in a couple of days' time. But that was one clip. An incredibly interesting conversation with Sindhu. And by the way, Sindhu and I go back a long, long way. We are good friends. We know each other for a long time. She's a very dear friend, and I have all the regard for her going into Tokyo. A lot of you have again asked some questions. Let me just take a few before I continue. prospect in men's hockey. We will talk about hockey. I will get you the best. I will get you Graham Reed. I'll get you Manpreet. I'll get you Shrijesh. Very, very shortly, maybe in a couple of days, we will get you the men's team. I'll get Rani and the female team as well. So men's and women's team will be on Sports Today. I promise you that. Whoever asked the question, Indranil Rai Chaudhary, I'll get you both the men's and women's teams. And I think we do have a chance in men's hockey. I do think we have a chance in men's hockey. Tough one, but we do. Neeraj Chopra, he's in good form, 86.79 the other day, but he has to shoot about an 88-ish. The world champion has withdrawn, Anil Nayak, because of injury. The German world champion in javelin has withdrawn because of injury, opens up the field for Neeraj Chopra. So we've got to see what happens. Tajinder Toor, difficult, even if 21 plus, difficult, but who knows? We will keep our fingers crossed for Tajinder Pal Singh Toor. Kush, Bajrang Punia, I will talk about wrestling at length. Kush, wait. How many goals do you expect? Difficult to say that, but I do expect 1 or 2. Definitely, if we get 2, it will be super. Amit Fangal, we will play Amit Fangal, Anil Nayak, don't worry. Pavan Chiru, Neeraj Chopra, I've answered that, but I'll talk about him more. Sports time, Abhilash Jha, an aspiring cricketer, please bless me. Of course, all the very best to you, partner. Pavan Chiru, wrestling, I'll go individually, sport by sport. Deepak Hasija, Boryada, when are you traveling to Tokyo? 19th July is when I go to Tokyo, reaching Tokyo early morning on the 20th of July. Deepak, and I'm there till the 9th of August. Vignesh Konar, can India win 2 medals in pistol? Absolutely can, I've explained that. Rahul Mukherjee, 3-4 gold medal. Rahul's a very dear friend. If everything goes well in shooting, maybe that's slightly far-fetched, Rahul. 2 may be more realistic, but multiple number of medals for sure. Orithro Pathak, Grace Note predicts, yes, Grace Notes, I've read the full report. Orithro, they've given us multiple, but slightly exaggerated is what I will say, the Grace Notes the tally. I've been following the Grace Notes prediction very closely, and I've read the entire report. Indranil, Deepika qualified. Yes, she has, indeed has. Don't jump the gun. Olympics are very different from regular tournament. Mohit, yes, but Olympics is also about preparation. It is on the day. That is why I'm not saying 3, 4, 5. But if you see the performance at the World Cup in shooting, the performance was terrific. And the field in the Olympics will actually be lesser than the World Cup. Because in the World Cup, you can field 3, you can't there. So it will be slightly more easier. In fact, that is the case in multiple sport. That is always the case in multiple sport. Let me just talk about badminton a little bit before I move on to the third clip. Badminton, Sindhu will have great chance. She tells me because of the slowness of the court, physically and mentally, she is ready. Preparing new strokes like she had for Rio. Park has contributed a lot. Satwik Chirag also in very good form. They're training in Gachibowli. The Gachibowli Stadium, because of the kind of, the ambience and the size and all, very similar to the Tokyo venue. That will help the Indians also. Sai Praneeth will be the dark horse. Tough for Sai, but Sindhu and Satwik and Chirag, I definitely think have a great chance. So we've got to see what transpires there. The next sport I'm going to talk about is wrestling, and finally boxing today. So these are the 4 I'm going to cover. Next day again, I'm going to cover archery, with Deepika's brilliant World Cup. I'm going to talk about athletics and hockey the next day. And as I said, I promise you the men's and women's hockey team on Sports Today as well. But before I move on, here's the third clip. Ashish, can I have the third clip, please?
I definitely do believe that, of course, Sindhu is a definite prospect, but the doubles, Satwik and Chirag, I do believe have a clear chance. And having said that, I think I wouldn't rule out Sai Praneeth from the medal as well. So I do believe that all the 3 events, we have a chance of a medal, and I hope we can convert at least a couple of them in Tokyo.
See, Kamal Preet, Satwik and Chirag, a lot of questions are coming about dark horse. It's the Olympics. It's a very different platform. First timers at the Olympic stage. Satwik and Chirag do have a chance. Gold, you can't say like that, gold or not, but they have done exceedingly well. It's a very closely contested field, doubles, but we do definitely have a chance. Let me deep dive into wrestling a little bit. Of course, Bajrang Punia has a chance. A lot of you asked me about Bajrang's injury, not serious. Should be back on the mat in about a week maximum. Bajrang Punia, definitely a fantastic chance for India. We have some top young wrestlers also. We have some top young wrestlers, but Bajrang Punia definitely one of our biggest bets, if not the biggest bet, along with Vinesh Phogat. I will be very surprised if Bajrang Punia and Vinesh Phogat do not win medals. I was there in Rio when Vinesh Fogart got injured. She was leading 1-0 in her quarterfinal. And that's when that happened. It was around 11 a.m. in the morning, Rio time. She was writhing in pain. And, when they were taking her away, she was crying. And what a journey it has been for Vinesh to be able to come back from there, get herself operated multiple months. She couldn't even stand properly, leave alone train, and then come back and perform the way Vinesh has been an outstanding story, Vinesh Fogart. Outstanding story. So Bajrang Punia, Vinesh Fogart, Ravi, and Deepak. We have some very, very talented wrestlers, going into the Tokyo competition. The number of medals I think we can get from wrestling, realistically speaking, 2, maximum, on the higher side, 3. So that's what I'm expecting, but realistically, we definitely can expect 2 medals from shooting. So far the sports that we've done, I'm expecting 4 to 5 from shooting, 2 from wrestling, 1 from badminton for sure, between the men's doubles and Sindhu. So I'm giving 7 to 8 medals to India from across these sports is what I think is a very realistic assessment, without sort of, jumping the gun, without I'm trying to be conservative. I know the Grace Notes prediction. I've read all of the reports, but this is my research across time frame. That is what I'm giving India. That is what I'm giving India based on these 3 sports, 4 or 5 from shooting, 2 from wrestling, 1 from badminton, making it about 7 or 8. That's what I'm giving India. Difficult to predict goals and stuff because obviously it's the Olympic stage. The next sport I'm going to talk about will be boxing, where we have another big chance in boxing. But before I go to boxing, he is our rock star in the boxing arena. Huge chance, world number 1, going into Tokyo as the top seed. Massive chance if you see his performances. Even in the recent one, he should have been declared the winner. The subjectivity in boxing meant his opponent was given the crown. But Amit Fangal, an absolute rock star of Indian sport. Here's Amit Fangal for you.
जी, मेरा जो कॉन्फिडेंस है वो मेरी प्रैक्टिस से आता है और मैं अभी मेरे जो बेसिक कोच है उनको मैं साथ में लेकर प्रैक्टिस कर रहा हूँ ओलंपिक्स तक। तो मैं मानता हूँ कि वो बहुत ही अहम है मेरे लिए और मैं उससे ही कॉन्फिडेंस मुझे इतना आ गया था कि मैं इस बार बेधड़क होके खेला हूँ, बिल्कुल खुल के। उन्होंने बस एक बात बताई थी कि हमें स्किल्स और वो चीज कुछ भी याद नहीं करना, हमें बस खुल के खेलना है। जितना भी हमारे पास अभी तक जो एक्सपीरियंस है या जो हमने अभी तक सीखा है वो हमने पूरा लगा देना है। इसके ऊपर हमने कोई फोकस नहीं करना कि हमें उसके साथ कौन सी टेक्निक करनी चाहिए या कुछ करना चाहिए। हमें बस अपना दिल खोल के खेलना है और वैसे ही जैसे सोच के गए थे वैसे ही हम खेले। बिल्कुल बाउट शायद मेरे फेवर में हो भी सकती थी, लेकिन अब जजेस का पता नहीं कैसे स्कोरिंग दिया है। मुझे भी कुछ ऐसा लग रहा है कि शायद बाउट मेरे फेवर में थी। आगे और थोड़ा जोर लगाएंगे।
So there's Amit Fangal again. It was a long conversation, a full-length interview which we will be playing on Sports Today in a couple of days, in a few days' time. Listen into Amit Fangal and he definitely has a chance. A big chance for India will be Amit Fangal. Again, there are a series of questions. Let me take some. Okay. Mohit, I've taken that. 4 into 100 meter relay men's team, tough. Sonam Malik, a dark horse, very young, very talented. Dark horse for a medal, maybe not. We will not want to put undue pressure on Sonam Malik. What's your view on Ravi Kumar Dahiya? Tremendous talent. Like I said, Ravi, along with Bajrang and Vinesh, definitely. Vignesh Konar, Vinesh Fogart, gold medal favorite. See, you cannot say favorite. Definitely a huge medal prospect. Seeded number 1, yes. Definitely a major medal prospect for India. Your thoughts on Simone Biles? Such a fantastic athlete. Oh, she's just too good. She's just incredible as an athlete, Simone Biles. I mean, we watched her in Rio in front. I mean, Deepa, we were obviously all focused on Deepa, but Simone, she was just terrific, Mohit. If you watch her, she's one of the greatest gymnasts of all time. An absolutely incredible athlete. Sonam Malik, terrific athlete, such a young person with so much of talent. Sonam Malik, definitely. Medal or not, we've got to wait and see. What's your opinion about Amit Fangal? I've just said, Abhishek, Amit Fangal is a rock star. I mean, he has tremendous opportunity to win a medal for India. You've just heard from Amit Fangal. I think we have a great chance. 5 gold medals, 7 silver, 9 bronze. India will get, 5 gold, 9. Akshay Naik, चैंपियन आदमी हो, मैं यही कहना चाहता हूँ। अगर ये हो जाता है यार, तो मेरे तरफ से तुम जो मांगोगे तुम्हारे लिए डन है। सो आज का ये रिकॉर्डिंग आप रख देना, अक्षय नायक, अगर इंडिया 5, 7 और 9, 5 से 12, 19 मेडल इंडिया जीत जाता है, 21 मेडल इंडिया जीत जाता है, तुम मुंह मांगा जो मांगोगे मेरे से मैं आपको दे दूंगा. What's your view on Lavlina Borgohain? Lavlina Borgohain is very good, very, very good. And if you see the way she has performed, yes, we aren't talking about Lavlina so far. I've just talked about boxing. I'll talk about boxing more. But Lavlina is a top act, absolute top act. Hockey teams, I'll deep dive into hockey, but I do think the men's hockey team does have a chance. I think you can conduct live session, 3-4 members, you can easily have. I don't want million subscribers, Mohit. I don't want million subscribers. I'm happy doing what I do. I love sport. I love sport and I deep dive into sport. I think I do quality work. I have to write my books. I'm an intellectual. I've got to teach. I've got to do my television work. I've got to do my print work. I've got a lot on my plate, but I love doing my shows. Million subscribers, 2 subscribers, 1 subscriber, doesn't matter to me. If you like my show, if you like the work that I do, if you love sport, you'll come and watch me. Simple as that. What about Kamalpreet? Again, I said, in athletics, if India does win a medal, it'll be tremendous. Whether it is Niraj, whether it is anybody. I will bet for Vinesh Phogat. So will I, Sumit. Samar. So will I, Samar. Absolutely, I will. On the mixed archery team, I'll talk about archery. Deepika Kumari has set the bar high, isn't it? We'll talk about it later. Orithro predict 17 with Nanin Baddy archery hockey. Yes, I know Grace Note's prediction. Let's not jump the gun. 17 is a really high mark. Boryada, when will you leave for Tokyo? I've told you, Austin. I leave on the 19th of July. And yes, I do go to England after that. After I come back on the 9th of August, take a bit of a break at home and then go. And then I'll go to Dubai for the IPL and subsequently the World Cup. That's my plan, provided India travel restrictions are eased for the United Kingdom. Bhavani Devi, incredible story. Absolutely, Bhavani Devi is an incredible story. And by the way, I've interviewed Bhavani many times. Sweetheart she is. I mean, top athlete, great talent. Delighted that Go Sports and Deepthi motivated her, supported her, and the sports ministry did so. Bhavani and that lot, Netra, Bhavani, fencing, sailing, the new sports where India is qualified, Faud. This is tremendous to see for Indian sport. Tremendous to see for Indian sport. Let me just do the boxing a little bit more because I played Amit. I do think Amit has a chance, a huge chance. Subjective thing is a problem in boxing because the refereeing is quite subjective. We've got to see how that transpires. Mary, you cannot rule Mary out. I mean, whoever you are, to say Mary Kom doesn't have a chance, you have to be an idiot, and I'm not. So I will definitely think that Mary will rewrite the history books. It's going to be tough for her. Lavlina does have a chance. I mean, the boxing contingent is a good one. The boxing contingent is an excellent one. In fact, I'm actually giving India 1-2. I'm also giving Vikas Krishan Yadav a major chance because Vikas is one of our best. He's won the youth, he's won the Asian, he's won the Commonwealth, he's won World Cup medals. This is the last remaining thing for Vikas Krishan Yadav, and he's prepared the best. I mean, he's in top nick along with Amit Fangal, so I'm definitely giving Vikas Krishan Yadav a chance for Tokyo. So that's how I see the boxing contingent shaping up for India. So I'm giving 1-2 medals in boxing. That takes my tally to 9 to 10 medals overall. That's what I'm giving. 4-5 in shooting, 2 in wrestling, 1-2 in boxing, and I'm giving 1 in baddy. So that's how I'm going into 9-10 zone. I'm going to do archery. I'm going to do hockey, both men and women. I'm going to do athletics tomorrow. I'm going to deep dive into these 3 sports on Sports Today tomorrow. So watch this space because, as I said, I will bring you the hockey team. I will get you all of the exclusive action. I will be there in Tokyo reporting for you live every single day, the best coverage. And Olympic sports is something internalized. I live for Olympic sport, having taught, written books on it, speak to these athletes on a daily basis. So you'll get a lot from Sports Today. Do not miss out on this particular platform. Support it, subscribe to it, and be part of it. And do help us. Do send in your questions. Subscribe. There's a subscription detail. Ring the notification bell. Please join me on Sports Today. Join me. Tomorrow I will get you the 2 hockey teams. I'll get you exclusive content from there as well. That's all I have on this particular broadcast on Sports Today, my Olympic special. There will be a lot of Olympics, far more than cricket in July because it's the Olympic month. I'll come back to cricket. Obviously, there will be every update from the women's game, from Euro, from Wimbledon. But the focus for July will be the Olympic Games. Thank you very much for joining me on Sports Today.